Shooting film in 2024 is not an easy endeavor, from confusing and expensive camera prices to fluctuating film prices themselves. From the outside looking in, shooting film can seem quite foolish, especially when you're riffing on so many shots in the beginning. That being said, there are still ways to cheapen the blow of film in 2024, and many of them are not as difficult as you may think, especially if you're shooting or want to shoot somewhat often. First is going to be shooting black and white film. Compared to color, the film stock itself is much cheaper. Additionally, shooting without color will actually make you improve significantly faster, saving you frames on each roll. Because you need to focus on composition and exposure more, there's less to mess up, resulting in a better average amount of good frames. On top of this, developing black and white is generally a bit cheaper, especially if you do it yourself, which is obviously good as well. Speaking of which, another good way to save money is developing yourself. While yes, the initial investment will be more than paying a lab to do it, over time, after shooting enough rolls, it will pay for itself. You'll have to invest in the equipment and chemicals up front, but those will last you for hundreds of rolls, saving you money with each roll you shoot. You're essentially saving money and trading a little amount of your time and labor rather than paying a lab for it. Keep in mind you'll also need space for this. Many times it's great to set up a lab in a spare bathroom, but using your main bathroom and some Patterson tanks can be a really easy way to get your feet wet. Another easy way to save money that goes along with development is scanning. Again, like development, you'll have to invest in some initial equipment, but now some of the scanners, which will be multi-use for other things than film, are getting quite affordable. The more film you shoot and subsequently scan yourself versus paying a lab for it, the more money you'll save over the lifetime of said scanner. Another nice thing about scanning yourself is you control the entire edit of your film photos. There's not some lab tech that is haphazardly making creative decisions on the colors of your film. No offense, I just know that after long days of scanning my own film, it can be easy to get into zombie mode, let alone film that isn't even mine. Another easy way to scan your film is to set up a copy stand scanner. I have an old video on the channel going over my buddy Johnny's, which is a really good budget-friendly way, granted you have that digital camera already. Another good tip in lieu of the Pentax 17 News is shooting a half-frame camera. With a half-frame camera, it splits the negative into two, giving you 2 photos per each frame, effectively doubling the amount of photos you get. While the Pentax 17 is the newest, hottest film camera, its $500 can be quite steep, understandably, but there are a handful of other cheaper, definitely lower quality half-frame cameras out there, in addition to some of the really great historic ones, so definitely look into which camera will suit your needs before you purchase one. While yes, cheap film cameras can be a good entry point for some people, I would encourage you to look into a marginally more expensive older camera that will be much better quality and render you much more consistent results. From less likely to give you light leaks to significantly better and sharper lenses, just biting the bullet and paying that marginal difference for a nicer metal camera compared to a fully plastic one is certainly worth it. Once you employ all these tips, I think you can start implementing some more advanced ones that will certainly start saving you money in the long run. First on the list is bulk loading your own film. You can purchase your own color or black and white film in bulk 100-foot rolls and cut them down to 35mm canisters yourself, again, saving money. While yes, this is tedious and requires great attention to not accidentally exposing any rolls, it will cut the costs of purchasing said film quite substantially. Next is shooting expired film. Many times on eBay you can find large batches of expired film, which depending on how old and having an understanding on how to shoot the film differently, you can save a good amount of money with expired film. On the flip side, there's also tons of film that is definitely not worth your time shooting, considering it's super old or was stored in a hot musty closet, etc. etc. And the last tip is honestly just be disciplined. It's easy to want to spam your camera, especially when shooting something that is satisfying and fun to use. But by slowing down, being more intentional, using your light meter effectively, and making each composition worth it, you can really squeeze the most out of each frame. I've seen many of my friends fire away tons of frames, which is fine. I totally get the excitement of wanting to shoot a scene and get good coverage of it. But when you're spamming your camera like that and shooting tons of rolls, honestly at that point, I kind of think why not just shoot digital? You're kind of missing the whole point of slowing down with film and making that compromise, taking less photos. Whereas if you're still gonna shoot like hundreds of photos anyways, you might as well just save the money and shoot digitally. Otherwise, that covers most of the tips I got for you guys on how to save some money when shooting film in 2024. If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, it's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Till the next one, stay safe, stay shooting. Adios.